First You Think is a not-for-profit ministry of the First Unitarian Church of Des Moines. Support us at ucdsm.org today.
Good morning. My name is Sally Buckle. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm one of the facilitators for our Coming of Age program. Today's service is the product and the culmination of a year's worth of work of our Coming of Age students. In Coming of Age, middle school youth explore values, beliefs, and ethics. They explore what it means to live in community, what holds us together. Today, they will share with you their faith statements, which reflect where they are today. In the journey of faith formation, we share with them lifelong. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, my name is Gianfranco Berardi. My pronouns are he, him, his, and we are going to introduce you our coming of age youth so they can tell you what they believe. It is my pleasure to introduce you someone who I would describe with 3 words: considerate, clever, and confident. Everyone, here's Greta Hayes.
I'm Greta Hayes, and this is my faith statement. A value of mine is learning, not just like learning in school, but learning from doing or listening. My parents pretty much drilled into me the importance of keeping an open mind and always being prepared to learn something new. Whether it was new activities, meeting new neighbors, or having to try new food, I had to try. And not just trying at new things, but putting in an effort for daily or required things. An especially important part of those experiences was keeping an open mind. Sometimes I liked what I was trying, other times I didn't. So this value is important in my day-to-day life because it's helped me discover new favorite things, meet new people, and get things done. Respect is a core value that has shaped how I interact with the surrounding world. I believe that treating others with dignity and acknowledging their perspectives is essential to creating a harmonious environment. Growing up, I was taught to listen and consider everyone's voice, regardless of who they are. This taught me that respect is not just about tolerance, but about embracing differences and engaging in meaningful conversations. Whether it's with my friends, family, or even everyday encounters, I work to show kindness and understanding. By enforcing an atmosphere of respect, I find that not only do I learn from people, but I also contribute to my surroundings. Something that is important to me is finding joy. Now, plenty of things bring me joy, but a few main ones are my chickens, specifically Basil. It's fun watching them get excited over bread. Their vibrant personalities turn what would be a dull routine into a cherishable part of my day, reminding me of the simple joys of life. Seeing Morris after a long day of school also brings me joy. His eagerness to just run around is awesome. And as we're all getting tired, his energy is quite the uplifter. Plus, his ability to just lie down and just be still is also great. Now, this cat has quite the knack for exploring. He's always rooting through cabinets, opening doors, and has even decided he's a toilet drinker. Watching him view the world in awe gives an entirely new perspective on how everything operates. Getting to deal with my other cat, Penny's attitude, is another thing that brings me joy. From the way she acts so evil to her hatred for us all. It's become a favorite hobby of mine to take her out on walks with her harness and leash. Not only does she wear a harness, but also hats, bandanas, and jackets. Seeing her wear a pineapple hat and looking angry at the world is truly phenomenal. So finally, all these small values and pieces of myself are what make me me. Thanks for listening.
It's my pleasure to introduce to you Penny Guenther. My 3 words to describe Penny are bright, authentic, and caring.
Good morning. My name is Penny Guenther, and my pronouns are she, her. Today, I'm going to be sharing my creed statement with you. For me, the most important thing that you do is try. It's not that you need to try to be the best. It's not trying to be perfect. It's just trying it all. Because 15% is better than 0. Sometimes that's all you have. That's all you have to give. And that's okay. It's important to take a moment to figure out what interests you, what's important to you, what you want to do with your time, and who you want to be. Constantly comparing yourself to other people and then getting upset when you aren't exactly like them isn't going to work. Because guess what? You're 2 different people. You can try really hard to control all the variables, but life is full of uncontrollable variables, and that's what's going to get you. Trying to force something by doing too much can make the outcome worse. By turning up the oven to cook a turkey faster isn't going to cook the turkey, it's just going to give you a burnt turkey. Throwing a ball harder doesn't mean it makes it easier to catch, it's just going to be more painful if it hits you in the face. You have to find the right balance between trying and creating chaos. Sometimes I get hard on myself for wasting a day, but really there is no way to waste a day because the idea of wasting a day is subjective. At the end of the day, I've probably done things that were fun. I probably did things that weren't fun. I'll stress myself out because I worry about what I should have done or what I could have gotten done, instead of recognizing all the things I did do. Sometimes lying on my floor thinking about the world is productive. Sometimes we all just need a moment to stop and think about things. Sometimes it's hard to just try. Other people might be watching, or maybe they have expectations of me. It's knowing that I might fail. Trying is important, because no matter what, you'll end up doing better than if you flat out refused to try for the risk of failing. If none of us tried to walk as a baby and had fallen a bunch, we wouldn't be walking right now. Some of us probably had a harder time, like me, who was born 3 months early and half cooked. Doing any of the normal baby stuff was a heck of a lot harder when you weren't supposed to be born yet. I may not remember it, but my mom tells me I had to try a lot. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. If you refuse to do anything until you can do it perfectly, you won't get anything done at all. It's impossible to do anything perfectly on your first try. Perfection is the enemy of progress, which is something my mom says, but it's actually a quote from Winston Churchill. It takes time, energy, and practice to get good at something. Practice is just another way to say try. Each time you practice, you get a little better, or maybe you don't, but you enjoy what you're doing. And isn't enjoying it still a valid point to what you're doing? In conclusion, I feel that trying even a little bit is the best thing you can do for yourself, because sometimes that's all you have to do.
Good morning. I'm Eileen Jackson. I am proud to introduce you to Oliver Stamper. 3 words I would use to describe Oliver are ambitious, witty, and creative.
Hello, my name is Oliver Stamper, and I am 13 and in 7th grade. I come from a large family of my mom, my dad, 3 brothers, 1 sister, 2 dogs, and 3 cats. And my little brother has 5 fish. It is crazy and fun in my household. My family joined the Unitarian Church when I was a baby. One of my favorite memories in the church was running around with my siblings and friends in the downstairs of the church during playgroup. Some of our closest family friends have come from this place. I consider myself to be a Christian. Some of the values that Christianity shares with Unitarianism are love, forgiveness, and good works. These principles will help guide me in my future. My value of love is very important value to me because I believed everyone should be treated with love and respect. I try my best to treat people like I want to be treated. No matter how different they are from me, I don't think it's right to judge or leave someone out just because of who they are or what they believe. Showing love means caring for others, being kind, and accepting people for who they are. Over the last few years, I've almost lost people I love due to unexpected health emergencies. Those scary times reminded me that you may never get as much time as you think you would. So spend the time with the people you love while you still can, and live your life to the fullest at every chance you get. Family is everything. Another principle that Christianity shares with you is forgiveness. In the Bible, Christ taught to forgive, to not hold grudges. This is one I'm still working on. When I was a little kid, I was one of the worst in my family at holding grudges with my siblings. But as I get older, I'm trying to be better at letting things go and forgiving myself and others for mistakes. We are all just human and trying our best. The golden rule says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I find that when I show kindness and forgiving to others, they usually do the same for me. My family, the UU Church, and Christianity teach me the importance of doing good works and serving those who are less fortunate than I am. I know that anyone can find themselves in need at some point in their lives, and giving helping hands is the right thing to do. My parents and grandparents have showed me the example of volunteering a lot. At my age, I can't do that much to help others in big ways, but I help with volunteer projects and spreading kindness. In the future, when I'm older, I will give more time and more money to help others because it is the right thing to do. The principles that I feel are most important to guiding my future are, as I said, love, forgiveness, and good works. I will try my best to focus on them and let them guide my decisions when I'm an adult. I am grateful to my family and religious teachings for instilling these values in me. I would like to thank the COA teachers, participants for putting up with me for the last year. Most of all, I want to thank my mom and dad and siblings for showing me love and acceptance even when I was pretty annoying. All right, thanks.
Hello, my name is Mark Metz. My pronouns are he, him, they. And I have the pleasure of introducing Simon Forman. The three words I would use for him are determination, honesty, and integrity.
Hi, I'm Simon Forman. My pronouns are he, him, his. I've been a UU for all of my life. However, more recently, I've been going to church because of COA. One of my core beliefs is people should do good things not because they're expecting a reward, but because they want to. Another of my core beliefs is the idea of karma. My last core belief is that I think all people should aspire to accept different kinds of people. Also, I think there may be a higher power, but I'm not certain on how it impacts our world. However, I do think it impacts both the good and the bad. Lastly, some of my core values are having determinations, being caring, and having integrity. As I previously stated, I believe that people should do stuff that's good, not because they expect a reward, but because they want to. This belief is important to me because if you're just doing something for a reward, your reason to do that thing is corrupt. For example, if a rich man donates to a charity just to boost his reputation, and not because he actually believes in the cause, his reason to do it is corrupt and therefore less good. I think despite this being a good action, it's a little bit worse than if he were doing it just because he was supporting the cause. This concept relates to the idea that reasons for doing actions are more important than the actual actions, which is another thing that I've always believed. Also, as I previously stated, I believe in karma, which is the concept that what you put into the universe will come back to you, whether it's good or bad. This concept relates to For example, if you're a kind person, people will be kind to you, and if you're a cruel person, people will be cruel to you. I think this concept gives people a good incentive to be good and a good incentive to not do bad, which is why this is important to me. Again, as I previously stated, I believe that all people should aspire to accept different kinds of people. I think that it's necessary for people to accept all different kinds of people for us to succeed as a society. Because if we choose to discriminate against groups of people, we would lose so many great ideas. This is the thing that separates humans from animals, along with our compassion for each other and our ability to work as a team. And without this, we're doomed to fail as a race. As for my view on a higher power, I think that one might exist, although I don't really know how it affects us. I think that the higher force doesn't really rule over us. I think it's more like a force, such as gravity. I think that it controls nature and lots of other things, but overall, I don't think it wants to impact humans that much. I think we are all in control of our own actions and not being controlled by this higher power, because I believe in free will. That's my view on a higher power. Lastly, some of my core values are having determination, being caring, and having integrity. To me, determination means trying stuff over and over until you perfect it. I think that determination is very important because if you're not determined to do stuff, it's never going to get done. Also, with that determination, we wouldn't have many great inventions because inventions aren't made in one day. They're made over several attempts. And if Einstein just gave up on his first attempts of making the light bulb, we would never have electricity and stuff. Another of my core values, as previously stated, is being caring. To me, being caring is similar to empathy. Empathy means putting yourself in somebody else's shoes and seeing the world through their eyes to better understand their situation. Caring is helping people that need help. I think this is important because everybody goes through rough patches in their life, and it's very important to have someone who's caring for them so that they can get through that rough patch in their life. That's why being caring is one of my core values. My last core value is having integrity, as previously stated. To me, having integrity means doing the right thing when nobody's watching and being honest. I think that this core value is important to me because if people were only doing a good job when others were watching, they're never going to get like a good amount of work done because they're not doing their job when somebody's not watching. So that's why this core value is important to me. Thank you guys so much for listening to my faith statement today, and I hope you learn more about me and my belief system. Have a great day.